Hello everyone, I am Neath and this is the New Gaming Studios Smite Neith guide. I'm going to start out with a few quick Neith highlights.
Wait.
An ally has been slain an enemy. I really must. Be careful.
Your way.
You have slain an enemy.
So as you can see, Neith is a physical ranged carry. However, one of the cool things about Neith is that her kit does allow her to still be very useful to her team even if she falls behind. She has a lot of crowd control, global stun that also hits very hard. And she also just puts out a lot of damage. Neith hits very hard. Her early game is her weakest point, but we'll get to that momentarily. Her abilities, we'll go ahead and run through real quick. Her passive is Broken Weave. A Broken Weave appears at the last location that each enemy god dies. The Broken Weave gives Neith minimap visibility, and her abilities have secondary effects when used on the Broken Weaves. The weaves last for 2 minutes. Her one is Spirit Arrow. Neith fires a shot through the World Weave that passes through everything. The first enemy hit takes damage and is rooted. Successive enemies take 75% of the damage and root duration. If the Spirit Arrow hits a Broken Weave, the weave detonates, doing an additional 100% of the damage and applying the root to all enemies in the area. Her 2 is Unravel. Neith neatly unravels the world weaves, damaging all enemies in the target area, reducing their attack speed, and healing Neith for each enemy hit up to 3. Any broken weaves in the area are removed, healing Neith an additional amount. Her 3 is Backflip. Neith backflips through the air, creating a broken weave as she leaps while damaging and slowing enemies in the area in front of her. Excuse me. And her ultimate is World Weaver. Neith charges up and fires an arrow across the entire world, seeking its target and passing through all obstacles. Enemy gods take damage and are stunned, and where broken weaves are hit, they will apply the same effects to everyone in the area. The arrow can be fired quicker for diminished results. Something that's not noted in the description of her ultimate is that, say you're aiming at Apollo. Any of Apollo's teammates can step in between you and Apollo after the shot is fired, and they will instead take the hit from the ultimate and block Apollo from taking it. So you do need to be aware of where you are positioned in accordance with who you are aiming at. And that will also determine if you want to try and hold it down and get more damage off of it, or if you want to try and fire it quick, and you're going to get less damage on the target, but give the enemy team less chance to react to it, because they can see who you are targeting. Neith is a very fun character. She's very mobile. Backflip will save you in a lot of bad situations. You should still be very aware of your positioning, much like with any range carry, but if you get caught out, Backflip will save you many, many times. So like I said earlier, her early game is definitely her weak point. It's not by any means that she's bad early game. You see that we're already critting for 139 on that minion. We only have the Warrior Tabi, so she does have very high base damage. It's just that she hits so hard late game that there's not really any comparison. So for the early game, I'm going to play safe. This is where other people are closer to us damage wise. And you see, if anyone gets out of position, Neith can make them pay for it very badly. Her Spirit Arrow has a very long snare on it, and it hits very hard. So you can set up team fights very easily by just catching someone out of position, and then letting your tank like Sobek or Ymir take advantage of that. And from there, the team fight's really just going to snowball in your favor, as you've already up 5-4 as soon as the fight begins. So you can see there, we're getting a lot of poke damage off. We get our Spirit Arrow onto Freya into Bacchus' knockup, and Aphrodite pops her ultimate with Freya as her Spirit Link, but we just wait out with the ultimate and pick her up with that. We're going to move in here. Just hope getting a little bit of damage in. Ymir picks up a double kill with the ultimate. You can see right there we just ran past one of our Spirit Weaves. They're just little blue circles on the ground that have a little swirly animation coming out of them. It's not as crucial a part of your gameplay as just reading her description would probably make it sound. They are very important. It is something to definitely be aware of, but it's very, very rarely is it worth delaying an ability because you might be able to hit the Spirit Weave. Unless you have it just beautifully planned out, because you don't really have a lot of control over where your Spirit Weaves go. So it's not like an Artemis trap where I can very intentionally place it knowing that a team fight will occur there, or knowing that their carry will run there after they dive a turret or something like that. So we are going to start with the Warrior's Tabi and the potions, and we're going to move into Jotun's Wrath. And the reason for this is that it gives you a little bit of penetration, some physical damage, and most importantly, it gives you cooldown reduction. Especially with the way that we're going to be building Neath today. The way that we're building Neath is as a very bursty carry. So the basic combo that we're looking for here is we're going to land Spirit Arrow, and then Unravel immediately over it. Let's see, there's Spirit Arrow. We actually did use the Unravel there, we should have, but anyway. Spirit Arrow, Unravel, and then start auto attacking. And we're going to do that for as long as we can. Backflip will deal more damage than you'll probably think it should. So that is definitely a way you will pick up several kills throughout your games, is get them low, go ahead and just backflip to finish them off, and that goes ahead and starts getting you out towards safety. Especially in a team fight or something like that. You see there, had we missed that Apollo, or had someone else not picked that Apollo up, had he been able to get away, the backflip would have put us in a better position to catch back up to him and finish him off. You saw just a minute ago the beauty of Neath's ultimate, picking up a very long range kill. Neath is squishy, as are all ranged physical carries, just part of the role. So you do want to be very careful of not getting caught out. You see Thor's hitting us very hard the couple of seconds that we were in that Berserker's Rage. I'll try and pick up this Apollo here. I think that we just out range of our Spirit Arrow.
An ally has been slain.
You see, we are already hitting very hard. Neath is a very formidable duelist, especially with her 2 being able to heal her. We land a stun, and Ymir is able to pick up the kill there. We get the ultimate onto Freya, but Aphrodite ults Freya over top of it and blocks the damage. But you do see, being all the way across the map, we took out one of their carries, and then were able to influence Aphrodite's ultimate in a different team fight that we were nowhere near. And that in itself just provides so much utility. You can never be low if there's a Neath on the enemy team and feel safe. Unless you're standing immediately next to a very bulky tank, you're always in danger anytime you get low. And as you saw in the highlight, when we killed the Artemis with our ultimate, that Artemis had a lot of health. I actually didn't think that was going to kill her. I was just trying to get the stun off so our teammates could pick her up. But Neath hits really hard and that Artemis just melted. So if you ever catch the enemy carry with your ultimate, it just does amazing things. They just kind of disappear.
An ally has been slain.
You can see here Ymir's getting kind of far in. We're going to get as much poke damage as we can before we back out of this. And her 1 does have a short delay, and that's probably the hardest thing about playing Neath, is her 1 has a very, very slight delay on top of a very odd travel time. And learning that has been the thing that's been the hardest for me to learn about Neath. I see Overland that just a second till I save Artemis, but we backflip away, he knocks us up, but we backflip away again. For active items, I would recommend Sprint, just to increase your mobility, and the Purification Beads, because there will be a lot of CC aimed at you just because you're a physical carry. But you can see there, the backflip really lets us get away from situations that we probably shouldn't have been able to get away from. Looking for the long range ultimate there, and it does pick up Apollo from across the map. Land the 1, but we also get stunned in return. That's fine, just gonna backflip away just to make sure. If you're ever just feeling bad about a situation, or you have a a bad vibe, whatever, just go ahead and backflip to a random location away from the enemies. Just something to throw off their skill shots. I've been able to dodge a lot of like raw ultimates and things like that I had no idea were coming, just from having a bad feeling and just backflipping in an unexpected direction. And it's really hard to anticipate where Neath is going to move to. So you can see we're hanging in the back. We got Mir right here with us. And that's really where you should be as a ranged physical carry is. Wherever your tank is, you want to be a bit behind that. You want to give your tank time to do his job and save you if you get out of position, or if the enemy team dives on you. You can see they have a Thor and an Apollo. So at any point, I could have two people immediately on me and be stunned for a slight time while those two people are on me. So I've got to give Ymir time to do his job and get those people off me. Get picked up by Freya there, but she really cannot duel us, much less take on this 1v3. Good, Wukong picks that up right there. We're just gonna watch this Thor, make sure he doesn't try anything. We're at full health, I'm not very scared, but maybe we can save him from killing an enemy. And he just backs off, we're all in good position. So right now we're slightly behind the minions, but look at that. 2 384 crits just back to back. And see what I mean, there is a little bit odd trying to pick up things like that with the 1, which just comes from time playing Neath, which is something I don't have a lot of time playing her yet, but it is just something to be aware of. You see, we kind of wasted our ultimate there. I didn't realize there's a trap or Apollo there, and the combination kind of took me by surprise, so I figured I would just ult him really fast till I got my bearings. And wasn't able to think quick enough to cancel the ultimate after I started it. Which is another amazing thing about Neath that we haven't talked about yet. You can right click to cancel her ultimate with no penalty whatsoever. And that's really just very generous on Smite's part. Almost every other character you would almost get a penalty or something like maybe half the cooldown if you canceled it. But Neath, there is no penalty whatsoever. You can just cancel it if something goes awry. And you see, anytime we go back, we're looking out at the enemy health bars, trying to keep an eye on if there's anyone we can pick up. Apollo's gonna dive on us. Gonna go ahead and just backflip. Let Bacchus do his thing. 417k crit, or 417 crit there. See, even Thor is getting hit very hard. Apollo gets stuck in an Artemis trap. They're able to land the 1 for the kill. We stunned Freya, but there's no one there to pick up on it. They're gonna dive this, getting a little bit crazy, but we'll come in. Pretty sure this is gonna result in our death. Backflip, land the spirit arrow.
An enemy has been slain.
And there you see how far overcommitted we were there. We were behind 2 people with another 2 immediately in front of us. And still, the backflip's able to get us out of that. Neath is just so mobile and she's so unpredictable as to where she's going to be. And that coupled with the damage that she does just really makes her a very, very scary champion to play against. Neath is one of the higher skill cap champions, or gods I think I've played so far. She really feels a little bit hard to play. And you see Apollo's health just disappearing. That's amazing. She's definitely not the easiest god to play, and she definitely has the most potential with things like her ultimate and her 1. Things that are either really amazing plays or look really bad if they get missed kind of deals. But when you watch a good Neath play, it's really just on a different level than anything else that you'll see in Smite. Apollo's finally able to track us down and get a kill on us there. And you can see after the Jotun Drath, we have built into Deathbringer and then Quinn's Blades. And eventually our last item is going to be the Trident. And what this is all going to combine into doing is you land a Spirit Arrow, you drop Unravel immediately on top of the Spirit Arrow, and then you auto attack. And what you're going to have is initial lot of burst from Spirit Arrow, Unravel hitting and healing you, your auto attack, which is going to do the bonus crit damage from Deathbringer, going to have the Quinn's Blades percentage health damage on top of the Trident dealing the additional damage because you just cast an ability. So that auto attack, which is going to be the third phase of damage, I suppose, in your preferred combo, is going to hit really, really hard and have a high chance of critting and doing the 50% crit damage. Also, because we have the Jotun Drath, your 1 is on a fairly low cooldown, especially for what it is. So for that time, your 1 will be almost off cooldown, and you can be moving in, looking to get another kill, or looking to keep one of their anti-carries off of you. Gonna get this done on Raw, just see if we can't pick something up here. And we missed the one. It's bad play on our part, but you can still see he's getting chunked down very hard. So even though we did fail on our 1 pretty hard and miss what should have been easy kill, we do push one of their carries out of this team fight. So he's just completely irrelevant here. And we move in, and like I said, anytime you're out of position against Neath, you really leave yourself very exposed. And Thor steps just a little bit out of position, and Spirit Arrow keeps him pinned down, and then our ridiculous burst picks up the kill. And really, we were completely safe that entire time. We still had backflip, we were still in good position. We could have overcommitted a lot farther than that, and then backflip back out and make completely fine. Thor lands behind us, he's able to get off some good Berserker Rage damage there. As we're running away, I'm not sure how close they are until I turn around. So I go ahead and unravel on that jungle camp. Once I'm far enough away that I can get the health back and not take any damage from it. And I try and get the kill there on... I can't remember who that was on. Try and get the kill there on someone, and was not paying attention to my minimap and did not realize that 3 more were coming. So we do get caught out there, but I believe that's the last time we die in this game. And see what happened right there. I tried to get the ultimate off on Thor, but I targeted over a broken weave, and I targeted the broken weave instead of Thor, and he wasn't in range of it. So that is something to be aware of, just making sure that when you fire, it is still on the correct target. Her ultimate's very easy to aim. That happens incredibly rarely. So we don't pick up the gun on Aphrodite, but we do blow her ultimate, and that's probably more important than killing her. Her ultimate at this point is much more influential in a team fight than she is herself. Still would have been nice to get the kill, but I will definitely take blowing Aphrodite ultimate. And look at that. Just 2 shots. 2 shots and he disappears. That was 2 500 and something crits back to back. Get off the Spirit Arrow and we're able to get away. There's 3 of them on us. Should have been able to pick us up, no problem. But just the combination of your CC and your mobility, really just absolutely amazing. And Hydra's Lament is what I was calling Trident earlier. It is in fact Hydra's Lament. Just to make sure there's no confusion there. And your last item could really go a number of ways. The Brawler's Beat Stick is good to get some more penetration, some lifesteal. You could go for a Rage and get the extra crit chance, and just gonna give you a little bit of that extra burst. Just really any AD item that's just gonna add to your damage will work, and it's just gonna matter depending on what their team has will change which one you want to go for. If they had a very tanky team and they were building a lot of armor, you might want to go for the physical penetration over the extra raw damage. Move back in, pick up the killing phase. You are just critting over and over again. Long range kill on Apollo, pick up a double kill. And this game is almost over. We're gonna try and push in and close this thing out. Staying away from that Thor. Just go ahead and backflip. You see there? We're able to avoid Thor's AoE and Ra's ultimate with one backflip, just by not moving backwards, but moving backwards into an angle. And Frey moves in on us, and this is a little bit sketchy, but we have backflip, let them pick up that kill. And that's what playing Neath is like. It's very fun. It's a very active playstyle. It's constantly something that you can be doing. But like, comment, subscribe to these videos. Tell us what god you want to see next. If you have any suggestions, let us know. And we'll get more gods out for you as soon as we can.